Okay.
My name is Rachel Clowdis, and I'm from Meade County Health Department. And we are here today with Kim and Michele Batman, and we are promoting CDC recommendations and trying to stop the spread of COVID today. And we have a great hometown story here today that we want to ask some questions and get the word out and help people. Sometimes it takes a story that we can all relate to here around that hits home. So I would like to start by asking the two of them, how has COVID affected your daily life?
I'll let you start, Kim.
Well, I mean, it's completely changed my life. I mean, my lung capacity is a lot less than it used to be and never will be where it was again. And so that affects my life from the time you get out of bed till you go back to sleep at night. And on top of that, like, it affects everybody, not being able to see your family, not being able to see your grandkids, your kids and other loved ones. And that's probably two of the main things that besides the damage it's done to my heart and my lungs and kidneys, and they don't know what all else. So
I know for me, what most people don't see is when they see him, he seems perfectly normal. He can walk into a restaurant, he can walk into my office, he can walk into the hospital, but let him walk very far or let him walk very fast, a normal pace, he's breathing hard and has to sit down, and he can't go that far. There's a lot we can't do. He goes to PT 4 times a week, physical therapy. He goes to respiratory therapy once a week, so that interrupts him. He can get out and drive in his pickup, not work cattle. He can help drive cattle, but he can't get out and do any physical work. He can get on a tractor now, but he can't get out if the tractor breaks down and check it. He's got to call somebody to come help him. So, most people don't see what a rough time he's really having. He can walk up to our shop and back, but he can't go much further than that.
How about you?
Well, for me, it's more the nerves, the anxiety. I guess I'm the worrier in the family. We have lots of doctor's appointments, which I go to all the doctor's appointments. I make sure he gets all his medications. We're constantly checking medications. And even then for me, our vacations, we won't be taking vacations like we used to. He won't be running with the grandkids like he used to. We won't be doing things with them. So yeah, it's affected our daily lives all the way around.
How's your outlook changed? Like pre having COVID and after COVID on like, how did you feel before about all of this to how you feel now?
I thought COVID was something that needed to be dealt with, and I believe very much it was real, where a lot of people didn't. And I mean, I probably didn't protect myself with a mask as much as I should have, and then I guess afterwards, after having COVID, of course, your outlook completely changes on it. It's you just look at it different and know that you're going to have to take care of yourself and keep up your other shots, and not just for that, but for pneumonia and the flu and everything else that could, especially in my case, those kind of things could be the end of it. So that's what you got to watch out for.
I know for me, I was a little less worried than he was. I thought, well, if we get it, we'll be sick for a while. I also had COVID. I was very sick. I still do have a few lingering things, but overall, I don't think people can say, yeah, I'll be sick for a while and then I'll get better. I know there's a young woman in town that posted something on Facebook. It was fabulous. It was so me, because she said, I'm young. I have no pre-existing conditions. I'm great. She's got young children. She ended up in ICU, and she said, boy, has my outlook changed. And I thought, that's the way I am, because I did wear a mask beforehand. It was mainly because I was going to have a new grandson, and I thought I better protect myself because of him. And then once we got COVID, we were also worried about our grandchildren. We'd exposed a 1-month-old grandchild, and that scared us. But I take it a lot more seriously. Also, since I went to the ICU and I saw how bad it really was, always before you saw it on TV, and it's in New York, it happens in the cities, not here, and it did. And in spite of rumors in town, he did not have a lot of, that we know of, pre-existing conditions.
Right.
They don't know why. He asked the doctor, why did I get it so bad and other people don't? And the doctor said, come back in 20 years and we might be able to answer that.
Very true, very true. What is one thing you would like to tell everyone watching?
I'd like to tell everyone that if you're a doubter, it is very real, and it is very serious. And I mean, I can tell you 10 things, not just one, but I've seen, if you were in the hospital where I was for 56 days in ICU, and you've seen the things that I saw, things that, some of the things I tell people about, and they're bad enough, and there's things I don't tell people about that I don't want to. It was very, very terrible to watch people up there die, watch people suffer, and including, you know, how I had to suffer through it. And it's a very real thing, and people better believe in it and protect yourself. You know, it doesn't take much to protect yourself.
I think I'm the same, and what I said before, it's really a scary thing. I thought you just get sick for a while and we'll be fine. It's just the older people, I guess. Maybe we are considered older, but we had no pre-existing. We don't know why it hit us so hard. I shouldn't say us, but him, but it's affected me really in my everyday life too. So I just want people to know that are saying, I'll just get sick. Yeah, I thought so too. And then I saw what happened to him.
Right.
And he does have some permanent lung damage. We do know that. We know he'll never be back to where he was before. They've already told us he'll be in physical therapy for a long, long time. They're not gonna graduate him for a long time, so.
Keep working. Final question. We have a lot of people on the fence about the vaccine. What would you tell them as they're sitting on that fence?
Well, my first thing is, why wouldn't you? It's not what, you know, it's not why should you, but why wouldn't you want to get the vaccine? For me, it's almost ironic. If you weigh the things that people are talking about, okay, you can die from it over here, which we were very lucky he lived. They told us in the hospital it was only through sheer will that he lived, because he fought harder than anyone else. And he continues to fight hard. They'll tell him that in physical therapy. But I'm like, why wouldn't you get it? First of all, if it's because you're sick for a day or two, yeah, you are. Or I was. But, yeah, so what? You get over that. But you can either die, or you might have these other symptoms. You know, they're worried about what could happen, or what this immunization is doing to them. And somebody told me the other day, I thought, wow, that's interesting. Back in the early 50s, that was 70 years ago, they had polio vaccine. Do they not think that we're much more educated? Technology is so much better. Don't they think we know a lot more then? And I wasn't alive in the early 50s, believe it or not. But, you know, we have to be so much more advanced now than we were then, and everybody got the polio vaccine. That's how they pretty much wiped out polio. So why wouldn't they get this vaccine? So for me, it's not, why should you get it? Why wouldn't you get it?
People say, you know, what have I got to gain by getting the vaccine? What have I got to gain for me? And I say, well, what do you got to lose if you don't? You know, you lose your life, you can lose your health, part of your lung capacity, like me. Blood clots. There's people up there I saw that lost, or I didn't see them personally, but I heard about them that lost legs and everything else from blood clots.
Another one lost her vision. We know a very young woman who
completely lost her vision.
Lost her vision due to COVID.
Blood clots are a big thing with COVID. I mean, people don't realize that how much blood clots contribute, or how much it contributes to blood clots. It's tough. So that's why I say, you know, you have nothing to lose as far as I'm concerned. I mean, by getting the shot. I mean, you got everything to gain.
Well, thank you guys so much. And call Meade County Health Department at 873-8745 to get your vaccine.